Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Jelly Roll's biggest fear forced his 200-old weight loss when fans first fell in love with Jelly Roll. The Nashville-born singer-rapper, he was known as the burly, tattoo-covered underdog whose music carried the grit of hard-lived experiences. His songs about redemption, pain, and second chances resonated with audiences who saw authenticity in every line he delivered. But while Jelly Roll was celebrated for his honesty in music, behind the curtain he was fighting a battle with himself. A battle that nearly cost him everything. In 2025, Jelly Roll shocked fans by unveiling a slimmer frame after dropping more than 200 pounds. While some speculated it was simply part of his growing superstardom or a necessity for grueling tour life, the truth was much deeper. Jelly Roll himself admitted that his weight loss wasn't just about looking good or keeping up with fame. It was about facing his biggest fear, a fear that had haunted him for years. The weight of a lifetime before music transformed his life. Jason, Jelly Roll's real name, spent years caught in a cycle of addiction, poor eating habits, and lack of self-care. His troubled past, from jail stints to hustling on the streets, had left scars that went far beyond tattoos. Food had long been his comfort, a way to cope with anxiety, depression, and the chaos of his youth. By the time he rose to national stardom, Jelly Roll weighed over 450 pounds. While he often laughed about it publicly, privately, his health was deteriorating. He battled sleep joint pain and a constant fear of suffering a heart attack on stage. Doctors had warned him repeatedly that his weight was a ticking time bomb, but like many artists burning the candle at both ends, he pushed those warnings aside. Still, a seed of fear had been planted, and it would eventually become the driving force behind his transformation. The fear that changed everything. Jelly Roll has always been open about the struggles of his past, but when asked what motivated his dramatic weight loss, his answer wasn't vanity or career longevity. It was something far more personal: the fear of leaving his family behind. "My biggest fear in life was that I wouldn't live long enough to walk my daughter down the aisle or see my one day," Jelly Roll admitted in an emotional interview. "I didn't want to become another story of a man who chased success, but lost his health and his family in the process." His wife had been his rock throughout his career, and his two children, daughter and son Noah, gave him a reason to fight. Seeing them grow up reminded him of all the milestones he didn't want to miss. Each time he struggled to climb stairs or woke up gasping for air at night, his fear intensified. It wasn't about fitting into designer clothes or looking good on magazine covers. It was about survival. The breaking point, the turning point, came after a particularly grueling tour stop. Jelly Roll recalled collapsing backstage, drenched in sweat, and struggling to catch his breath. For the first time, he felt that his body was truly giving up on him. The thought of not waking up the next morning terrified him. "Right then, I knew I couldn't keep living like this," he said. "I owed it to myself, my wife, my kids, and my fans to take care of me. Because if I didn't, I was going to lose everything." That moment of fear turned into resolve. Jelly Roll made a commitment that would alter the course of his life. The journey to shedding 200 pounds, unlike many celebrity transformations fueled by expensive surgery or quick fixes, Jelly Roll's weight loss journey was grounded in discipline and consistency. He worked closely with doctors, nutritionists, and trainers to overhaul his lifestyle. Diet changes: he swapped out the late-night fast food binges and processed snacks for whole foods, lean proteins, vegetables, and clean carbs. He cut back on sugar, fried foods, and alcohol, replacing them with water, smoothies, and high-protein meals. Exercise routine: at first, even walking was a challenge. Jelly Roll started small, committing to daily walks with his wife and children. Over time, he incorporated strength training, cardio, and boxing workouts. The physical changes didn't come overnight, but the discipline gave him strength both mentally and physically. Mental health work: weight loss wasn't just physical. Jelly Roll sought therapy to deal with the emotional triggers behind his eating habits. Learning to manage stress without turning to food was one of the hardest but most rewarding parts of the process. Support system stood beside him every step of the way. She became his accountability partner, celebrating small victories and pushing him on tough days. His fans also cheered him on, flooding his social media with encouragement as they watched his transformation unfold. From fear to fuel, losing 200 pounds wasn't just a physical triumph. It was symbolic of Jelly Roll conquering his deepest fear. No longer did he worry about collapsing on stage or dying in his sleep. Instead, he felt lighter, more energized, and more present with his loved ones. That fear of not being there for his children had transformed into fuel for living fully. Each pound shed wasn't just weight lost. It was a step toward a future where he could see his daughter graduate, hug his grandchildren, and continue to create music that heals people around the world. Inspiring millions, Jelly Roll's transformation quickly became a beacon of hope for fans who were struggling with their own battles, whether with weight, addiction, or mental health. His message was clear: it's never too late to turn things around. "I'm not special," he told his audience during one of his concerts. "I'm proof that you can be at rock bottom and still come back stronger. If I can lose 200 pounds, you can beat whatever you're facing too." His honesty struck a chord. Many fans reached out, sharing that his story gave them the motivation to seek therapy, join a gym, or simply believe that change was possible. A new chapter for Jelly Roll, now standing nearly unrecognizable from the man who first stepped into the spotlight. Jelly Roll embraces life with a newfound vigor. His shows are more energetic, his voice stronger, and his confidence undeniable. More importantly, he is present for the little moments that matter most: family dinners, quiet mornings with his wife, and milestones with his children. While the world may see the 200-pound weight loss as a transformation of appearance, Jelly Roll sees it as something much deeper. He conquered his greatest fear by choosing life, health, and longevity. As he put it best, "I didn't lose weight to live longer. I lost weight so I could live better." Conclusion: Jelly Roll's journey proves that sometimes our greatest fears can become our greatest motivators. His 200-pound weight loss wasn't about fitting an image, but about fighting for the future he once thought he might not have. By facing his fear head-on, he not only transformed his body, but also inspired millions of others to believe in their own second chances. In a world obsessed with surface-level transformations, Jelly Roll's story stands out because it's not just about what he lost. It's about what he gained: time, health, hope, and the ability to live without the shadow of fear.